Welcome to this quick study guide for the OHST exam. In this video, we'll review key concepts from the safety, health, and environmental programs and the risk management domain. This is part of a series of short focused lessons designed to help you brush up just before your exam. While this content is inspired by the Mometric Study Guide and the Safety Professionals Reference Study Guide, all visuals and presentations are independently created based on real-world experience. So let's get started. We're looking at both the why and when of accident investigations. On the left, we've got the benefits, why it's worth acting fast when we investigate right away. Witness memories are sharp. We can examine the scene exactly as it was. It shows we care about safety, not just checking a box. And ultimately, it helps prevent future accidents. Now, on the right, the triggers. When an investigation should absolutely happen. Major injury or loss, repeat incidents, public attention, a threat to the company's reputation, or serious property damage. And as that line at the bottom reminds us, fast action pays off. Companies that investigate quickly can reduce repeat incidents by up to 30%. Let's talk about how we stay ahead of hazards before they become headlines. On the left, we have Process Hazard Analysis, or PHA. Think of this as the hazard detective of industrial operations. Its job is to spot trouble before it happens, like a safety crystal ball, and it's not optional. OSHA and the EPA both mandate it. Now on the right, we've got leading and lagging indicators, our performance scorecard. Leading indicators are like early warning systems, training records, PPE compliance, things we track to stop accidents before they start. Lagging indicators tell us what already went wrong. Injuries, equipment damage, near misses. Together, these tools help us not just manage risk, but stay one step ahead of it. And how about two key pillars of a strong safety culture? Audits and standards. On the left, audit essentials. Regular audits help us stay ahead of potential issues. They only work when paired with a detailed checklist, no guesswork. And just as important, follow-up. If we don't track fixes, we don't improve. On the right, ISO standards. ISO 45001 is the gold standard for occupational health and safety worldwide. It focuses on preventing harm and creating a culture of continuous improvement. Bottom line, it's about making sure everyone goes home safe every day. Here we combine hazard recognition with behavioral safety, two key elements of risk management. On the left, we have the GHS hazard symbols. These are visual alerts for chemical and physical dangers. There are 9 total, from the exploding bomb to the skull and crossbones. Each symbol tells us what kind of threat we're dealing with. These are standardized globally, so no matter where you are, the meaning stays the same. On the right, we introduce behavioral-based safety, or BBS. It's not just about policies, it's about people watching out for each other. It emphasizes observing behavior, offering feedback, and reinforcing safe choices, because changing culture starts with changing habits. Let's highlight 2 essential tools for managing risk in our work environments. On the left, we have risk analysis techniques. Root cause analysis, RCA, helps us dig past symptoms to find the true source of an issue, so we're solving the right problem. Failure modes and effects analysis, FMEA, flips the lens forward. It anticipates what might go wrong and helps us put safeguards in place before failure occurs. On the right, we see the core components of a risk management plan. Start by identifying potential risk, then evaluate how likely and how severe they are. Put control measures in place to reduce those risks, and always include a solid emergency plan because even the best prepared systems can face surprises. Together, these tools help us move from reactive to proactive and from guessing to planning. Now we begin tying together the major points we've covered so far. First, accident investigations. They're not just about documenting what happened. Done right and done fast, they preserve facts, reveal root causes, and help prevent future incidents. Next, process hazard analysis, a critical proactive step. It's not optional either. OSHA and the EPA require it. This analysis keeps industrial processes safe by identifying hazards before they escalate. And finally, we talked about leading versus lagging indicators. Think of it this way. Leading indicators are our safety pulse check, training, PPE use, audits. Lagging indicators are the report card, injuries, damage, incident rates. All three concepts work together to strengthen a culture of safety, not just compliance. Continuing our safety wrap-up, audit essentials and ISO 45001. Audits aren't just formalities. They should be regular, structured within checklists, and followed up with corrective action. ISO 45001 takes this a step further by aligning us with global best practices for occupational health and safety. GHS. Hazard symbols, you need to know all 9 pictograms, not just what they look like, but what they warn you about. These are essential for complying with hazard communication standards and for recognizing dangers at a glance. Behavioral-based safety, BBS. This is where safety meets psychology. It's about observing, correcting, and reinforcing the behavior. BBS supports a positive safety culture, not just rules, but daily habits that protect people. All of these support a proactive, people-centered approach to workplace safety. To wrap it all up, this visual emphasizes risk control through analysis and planning. Risk analysis techniques. We can't fix what we don't understand. That's why we use RCA to identify the true root of a problem, not just what's obvious. FMEA to think proactively. Where could failure occur and how can we stop it? Risk management plan components. This is your blueprint for prevention and preparedness. First, identify potential hazards, then evaluate them. How likely and how severe? Implement controls to reduce those risks, and most critically, plan for emergencies so you're never caught off guard. This is where all the concepts we've covered come together. Tools, training, and planning to build a workplace that's not only safe but ready for anything. Congratulations, you've just completed one key section of the OHST exam prep. In this video, we focused on accident investigation, hazard analysis indicators, and risk management, but this is only part of your journey. Be sure to check out the other videos in the Field to Compliance OHST playlist to cover every section of the exam. Remember, consistency and review are the key to confidence on test day.